Hello everyone, it's Jessica here with another layout for Bramble Fox. Today I'm using the Good Life Perspective and a couple of paper snips from the shops number 53 and number 49. And I'm also going to pull out a couple random bits from my stash too. So I've pulled out the Pebbles collection called Cool Boy and a sheet of white cardstock here and then a sheet of textured blue basil cardstock. So I'm going to be using all of this today. I'm cutting out the center of this because I'm only going to use the border for this, and I wanted to have the extra to map my photo with, so I wanted to save it. So I just trimmed out the middle there. I've trimmed down the blue piece of basil down to 11 1/4 inch on both sides, so I created a square, and then I'm just distressing all the edges here, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my border piece here using my ATG gun. And I've got a fun birthday layout for you today. My son is actually turning 4 today, so this is his birthday today, and I've decided to do a birthday themed layout to celebrate. So this is actually a photo from his birthday last year, from when he turned 3, because I don't have any photos yet from when he turned 4, so I'm using this one today. I've cut this giant number 3 on my Cricut. I'm just using one of the fonts from my computer, nothing crazy fancy. And I have this photo from our photo shoot last year. So I'm going to place it about right there at the bottom. I'm going to overlap my 3 obviously, but I still want it peeking through. So here's that Good Life perspective that I'm going to use for my title. And I've pulled out some tissue paper here to back my photo with again, just for some extra texture. So I'm just using my scissors here to trim that down and add a couple layers behind my photo. And I am just going to use my ATG gun on the first layer, and then the second layer you'll see I use my clear Nuvo glue. Well, it's white when it goes on, but it dries clear. Because it's a little bit tricky to put that ATG gun tape runner down on tissue paper. It just kind of tends to tear it up. So I do use my Nuvo glue for that second layer. And then here I'm just trimming out some more layers from the Cool Boy collection, just pulling out some of these pattern papers. My number 3 was actually cut from a scrap of the pattern paper, so I didn't even have to cut into a full sheet. And I've pulled out the smaller paper pad from this collection that I'm going to continue layering my photo with just a couple more papers, and then that's going to do it for that. I have some other perspectives here on my desk. I'm going to use one of those for one of the tabby pieces to put on my photo right on the top. So I've got all my photo layers pretty good to go here. I'm just distressing the edges of all of those and taping them all together. And I've got my smaller paper pads still out. I really like this one here. I'm actually just going to rip the bottom edge because I really love the way that that looks on the bottom of the photo. And I'm just going to tear it off, and then I'll just kind of rough up the edge with my fingertips. So that's going to finish off my photo layers. I've got my title piece. That's basically where I'm going to place everything. So from here on out, I'm basically just adding little embellishments and things. Here I'm grabbing what I have left over from this pack of paper snips. I don't have very much at all. This has been one of my favorite ones, but I'm just adding little bits from this one. And I have a couple left still, but I am just grabbing that little tab now to use beside my photo, and I decide on this one here. I really like that dark color. It's really pretty, but I'm going to tuck these away because I think that's all I'm going to use of that. I'm going to go ahead and hole punch this one because it has a little hole at the top, so I'll go ahead and punch that now, and then I'll add some twine to it a little bit later. I've pulled out some more of the scraps from the smaller paper pad. I'm actually going to do some die cutting and cut out a whole bunch of stars with some Elle Studio dies on my manual die cutting machine. And I'm just adhering this little tab down to my photo because I know that's where I want it to go and I don't want it to move around when I'm messing with the other layers. So I'm going to just add these couple things. I'll add this little wordy bit by the title there, and that's from the paper snips. And I'm going to set that aside for now while I did my machine stitching. It's all done. I machine stitched the whole way around that number 3 and the whole way around my border. So it's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's all there. But here's my stars as well. I went ahead and die cut a whole bunch of these in some different sizes and shapes, and I'm just basically going to layer these around my photo, and then I'm going to create another cluster towards the top. So I felt like it was a little bit bare in that top left corner, so I'm just going to add a few up there as well. I really love to use stars on my layouts. I just absolutely love stars, and they seem to show up on a lot of my layouts. So I'm just going to layer a couple up there, and then I'm going to actually grab some Shimmerz white and black spray as well, and then I'll add some splatters. But I'm going to just adhere down most of these so that I can make sure that they're not going to get smudged or anything. So I'll speed that up for you. I adhered down most of those stars, and I'm just going to add my splatters now. These are the black ones, and then I'll go through and add some white as well. But I want to actually grab my 3D foam squares by G&K. I'm going to pop some of these stars up whenever I finish layering. I've grabbed my twine that I'm going to use by Hemteak to thread through that tag and that little tab thing on the side of my photo. And then here's my white splatters coming in. These are by Shimmerz as well. So I'm just adding those on, and then I will add my photo. My son brought his little headphone things over because they broke apart, so he needed me to put them back together. He was in the garage playing, and Daddy's doing some banging around and being kind of loud, so they're wearing those. But yeah, so I've got some little embellishments here from the Cool Boy collection. I'm just going to add a few things, and then I have these other paper snips that I'm going to cut apart these little wordy bits and add right to the top here. I really love stacking these and layering them up, and I just grabbed a few phrases from this sheet that I thought would be appropriate for this layout and about my son. So I'm just going to layer those up and just stagger them a bit. I'll pop a couple of those up with some 3D foam squares as well. So I'm going to pop some music in here while I finish embellishing this. so here is the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed how this came together as much as I do, and I'm going to link everything below in the description in case you want to grab anything from the shop, and I'll also put my affiliate links below too for you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for being here. Have a great day. Bye bye.